the take right here. I'm gonna do it. I gotta clap, you know, I gotta do the whole You wanna do it? Se fue. That's your clap, nigga. You a gator now, nigga? You from Florida? I'm not trying to be a copycat, dude. I'm not really trying to sell myself in a way that's not me. So honestly, this is just a way of my intro, me introducing myself. Like, hey, my name is Andy. I fucking love music.
Signature AP, clarity HD.
What up, peoples? My name is Andy, and I have my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's AG checking in.
And on this channel, we talk concerts. And on this event, we have El Megaton all the way back from 2013. One of my first shows, but nonetheless, one of my most exciting shows. So let's just get right into it.
That El Megaton, tú sabes, one of the regular run-of-the-mill radio shows where they just stick a bunch of artists on a stage. Y ya tú sabes, ahí empieza.
Bro, so just for the people y'all watching, if you don't know what we're talking about, I go through these reaction videos and I have these concerts. I'm gonna go through the whole video with AG and we're just gonna feed off each other, go back and forth, throw in some comments, some opinions on what the event was, bro. These shows are lit and we are two electricians that come from a live production perspective.
Yeah, share, talk about, you know, different aspects of a concert and just go through it. Whether it's the artist, whether it's the gear that was used, whether it's just run-of-the-mill regular stuff like how the day went that day for that show. We're going to be going through all of that and getting right into it. Damn, bro.
I'm hyped. I know, nigga. It's a dope show, right? Like, yo, you just see that and you're like, yo, it's a dope show. I know Chris Brown, like.
Because I remember at the beginning of the video you spoke about like where it was at in New York, and it just made me think about just all the different venues in New York and all the different, like, bro, like, and I'm just saying that because. All right, little side story, whatever. When I was really young, like, I remember I had this project, and it was like, oh, what do you want to do, blah, 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 like, when you get older? And I remember one thing that stayed in my head was I picked, like, a bunch of different venues that I would like to work at or perform at. And literally, thanks to you, one of the venues that I put there that day, I've worked in. I could say I've worked in.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? There's just so many different venues and stuff like that. There's mad venues I haven't even been to anymore.
I mean, like I said in the reaction video, I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts, and all our lives, all we hear about is like, yo, you need to go to New York, Mm-hmm. I had never gone to New York until that event, and I was working, so it was like, cool. I get to see one of the biggest cities that are talked about, and then the world's most famous arena.
Yep, that's
so it's just like two birds in one stone. That was just fun.
That's lit.
One thing that I have to point out, like, this is one show. It's not like I'm slapping together some of my favorite artists and then putting together a clip. Nah, bro, this is El Megaton that literally had Chris Brown closing out an event for a lineup that was stacked with Latin, urban, y música latina. Bro. So that's some shit that would only happen in New York.
Yeah. And like I mentioned earlier, another radio show, like, I feel like with radio shows, like, that's the only place you could see, like, let's say a Taylor Swift hit the same stage as like 50 Cent. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's so different. Like,
it is.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. You're definitely right about that.
It's like that's so different. But like a radio show is like one of the only places where something like that can happen. Just like what happened with this one. We got Chris Brown, like you just said. Chris Brown headlining a completely Spanish lineup.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that has to do with just feeding the public. Like, yo, you're just gonna give the fans what the fans want. Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense. But just like nowadays and today's generation, nothing makes sense.
Yo, honestly.
So after that, you just gotta give the crowd what they want, man. Make everybody happy.
No, especially New York. That it's like a bed for how do I put this? It's a bed for second generation, you know, Hispanics and or not just Hispanics.
Any immigrant, bro.
Yeah, any immigrant, exactly. Like,
yo, the first one, Luis Vargas.
Yep.
Shout out to the dreadlocks. Hey. Bro, Luis Vargas. Yo me recuerdo de Luis Vargas when I was like young.
Bro, that ass.
We're talking about how you say pioneer in Spanish?
Un pionero, bro.
Pionero.
Un pionero, bro.
No, that's a pianero, bro. That's like you play pianero. No, I'm talking. But he was the opener y no había mucha gente. So that's just what happened this show. Da pena porque he really didn't sing to anybody.
You know what the crazy
like
thing
it's
is?
just 8,000 people in the public.
You know what the funny thing is? Just me like knowing like how these niggas like have their schedules and stuff like that. 100%, I could bet you 100% that slot worked out for him, because I bet you any money he was going to get another bag at another club later that night.
No voy a decir que no, because that probably could be part of it as well. Luis Vargas literally sang 2 songs.
Se fue. Yeah.
But he was also an opener, so.
That was probably, yeah. Just so y'all know, like, a little bit about me. A mí me encanta la música en vivo, bro. So, if it's a band, bro, I'm going wild. I'm going crazy. Y la banda de él, bro, lo más duro que hay.
Luis Vargas. When he says Luis Vargas, you're thinking, Luis Vargas. La banda, like, Luis Vargas.
Yeah, like, the whole... I mean, because that's the thing, too. Like, because, like, all right. So, they don't do it because they have, like, their... How do I put this? Their clout and their status already. So, like, they are expected to come with a band.
Yeah, true.
You get what I'm saying? But they're like, you know, in the recent years, a lot of things that have been happening is that they'll like artists will go by themselves and they'll just have like a backing track. And that to me irks my soul, cause like nah, bro, it does. Cause as a musician, like I want to see the whole band live, like that, and that makes the show better, at least for me.
Not for nothing, but like now that you say that, eso me recuerda de like a lot of reggaetoneros. Nowadays, now bachateros are like the reggaetoneros, that they just come on with a playback y cantan encima del tema. They don't have a band or anything. And then it's backwards.
Yep.
You go to a reggaeton show and they're pulling a Jay-Z, que tienen una banda entera, they got a drum kit, they got everything, bro.
Last time I seen Ozuna had a full band.
Yeah.
Ozuna was with a full band.
And they bring you the full experience.
Yep.
But speaking of experiences, this was one that I was not gonna forget. And yo, we're talking about J Balvin in the rookie days, man. El tipo ni tatuaje tenía. Get out of here with that.
It was on his rookie stuff.
Uno de los mejores momentos de esa noche para mí with J Balvin was his shout-outs to every country. He didn't care, yo. He just did it right there. Un saludo a los dominicanos, puertorriqueños, salvadoreños, like the whole 9, bro. He just hit he didn't hit all of them, but, you know, he hit the main Southern America, todos los latinos.
Y como estábamos diciendo, como estábamos hablando ahorita, en un lugar como Nueva York, eso es algo que de verdad se aprecia, porque no es nada más que hay, vamos a poner por ejemplo como colombianos o cubanos, tú sabes, son muchos y son toditos diferentes.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, una pregunta, bro.
What up, guy?
So, just because, like, this popped into my head, did he have, like, in these days, on his rookie time, did he have, like, a traveling LD with him? Or is it one of those things where, like we've seen before, where it's just like, oh, this is an opener, whatever the case is, you throw the rookie kid who hasn't done a lighting show before, and you throw him on the console, let him do it. Like, bro, how was that?
That's literally exactly
what it was?
Bro, I had never been in a space where there were that many people. And I hadn't ran a console in any show. And they're like, yo, Andy, te toca hacerle la luz a J Balvin. Y en el momento, like, yo, you don't think about that, bro.
That's insane.
Yo, yo veo ese video today and I hate myself for it porque yo veo ese, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. Like,
no, suerte que it was both your rookie years.
It's horrible, bro. It's horrible. But that's what you need. Like, that was my learning curve.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I enjoyed every second of it. And it's in the memory bank. Like, how can I not? You know, how can I not appreciate that?
What fixtures, if you remember?
Woof. We're talking like, yo, there were Roby color spots 1200. There were the color spots 1200 and the color spots 2500.
Wow.
And then it was color wash from Roby.
Wow.
It wasn't like no Mac 2s or nah, bro. We're talking like basic.
Wow, that's
It was just like, yo, make the show happen.
That's insane.
Y después, because like you said, bro, he was rookies and...
You probably couldn't even use the whole rig.
Nah, I used the rig, nigga, pero que yo no sabía qué hacer. I didn't go that day to program. I went to set up the rig. Like, I set up the rig, that's it.
Yeah.
Esta gente, when they show up with the show file and like, they literally have a look for every beat.
Yeah,
so
ready to go.
It's not the same, bro.
Yeah.
Pero siendo que tú pudieras, like, you could see him, I did my job. I don't care. Yo hice mi trabajo por ese día, you could see him. That's it. I was happy.
Nah, duro, yeah. Well, and One last question. ¿Qué tú crees? What was the if you don't mind me asking, what was the console? Were you comfortable with the console, or was it something where you were just like, I've been on this for 20 minutes, I can get around it?
These radio shows usually use one console for every artist, and because it's multiple people going through it, they usually share even the same show file. And on this one, I was comfortable. It was the Grande Made 2, so
perfect.
Yeah, I was in my world, but I didn't have the time to program it, so it's not like I had looks. I didn't have any cues or anything. But you know, the Grande Made is a very user-friendly console, so.
Yeah, I said perfect because of the fact that like I've used the Grande Made too, and that's what normally if you're a lighting tech, you're pretty comfortable around the Grande Made just because you've seen it before.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most common used online. Where you can go on Grande Made PC, you just download the software for it on your PC, and literally teach yourself and learn all of the software with the cues, buttons, all that stuff, man. You teach yourself, man. YouTube is a great teacher.
100%.
YouTube University, man. Check it out. Oh, I met J Balvin. I met
Yo.
Yeah. That was funny.
Damn, you know what's crazy too, bro?
What up?
Cause I had that like, okay, so right, I was always, when I've done shows before, I don't think I've ever asked any artist to take pictures, and like that's one thing that like,
bro, to this day I still don't do it.
Like that should be like getting to me a little bit, cause it's like, yo, do I ask this person? Can I ask this person?
Are you starstruck? Like from the show you had, are you starstruck?
Yeah. Like the first time I seen Juan Luis Guerra, I was like, damn, this nigga, it really is.
Yeah, like I'm not starstruck, and it has nothing to do with who the artist is or the star. It has to do with like my profession, and you're taught to always be professional regardless of who it is in front of you.
Yeah.
And that was a moment. If it wasn't because it was J Balvin and he was a rookie, like no era tan gran persona, pues, like I probably would have not gone to the back and ran to try to get a picture.
To get the picture, yeah.
But because he was on that wave of like rising, and it's like, yo, who is this guy? Y todo el mundo, like, they were giving him a buzz. Yo lo pensé, I'm like, you know what? ¿Quién sabe quién este tipo? Let me run to the back, me tomo una foto. And I'm not shitting you, people. It took me like a year and a half, 2 years, and then I was just like, yo, I got a picture with J Balvin, bro. I was like, what the heck?
Yo, hoy en día eso es uno de los artistas más grandes del mundo, bro.
Absolutely.
J Balvin. Yeah, and honestly, like over time, it's crazy. It's good to that we're talking about this, because over time, like I respect the concept as an artist that he has, and it's just crazy.
Oh yeah, he switched the game up. I don't care what anybody says.
100%.
He got criticized a lot when he first came into the Latino Urbano game.
Space, yep.
Pero
especially being the first artist out of Colombia that
I was gonna say that,
popped
yeah.
Like
yeah,
that.
like siendo colombiano. Like usually when it comes to reggaeton, everybody's like, oh, it has to be a Puerto Rican artist. Nah, bro. Estamos en un tiempo que las cosas han cambiado.
Otra cosa de lo que yo sé así, antes del reggaetón, antes de J Balvin, like pop like that, de Colombia, el reggaetón estaba pretty much haciendo su propia otra casa en Colombia. O sea que en Colombia ya los tigres era puestos para esa vuelta, para el reggaetón, en ese tiempo. Antes de J Balvin, tú sabes, hacer su really blow up like that.
To piggyback what you're saying, recuérdate que Nicky Jam highlights this a lot.
Yep.
He really makes sure and lets people know, por Colombia, he was able to basically resurrect his career.
Yep, 100%.
So, en ese tiempo de que tú hablas, that's the time
That's
frame.
where, exactly, that was the same time.
So, eso es lo que estaba pasando.
Lo más duro.
Tenemos a
Víctor Manuelle.
Oye, you know what's one thing? I don't want to say this with too much, how do I put this? I don't want to say this with too much, like emphasis or say it real heavy, just cause like I don't know 100% about it like that. But I feel like this day and age, if you catch un salsero o un grupo de salsa o una orquesta de salsa en vivo, consider yourself lucky. And I'm saying, and I'm not saying because obviously the time that we're in, you know, the pandemic, this, that, and the third. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because I feel like eso es algo que no se ve ya. ¿Tú me entiendes? Eso es algo que, bro, back in the day, bro, ellos trepaban grupos de salsa, bro, a una arena llena de gente. And I feel like hoy en día eso no se ve ya.
You don't even need an arena. I mean, you hit the nail on the coffin. es lo que la gente están haciendo with bandas nowadays. Es al revés. Una orquesta de salsa que debería de tener a todos los músicos, todos sus instrumentos, is backwards. Now they're doing playback off a laptop, and then the singer just sings on top.
Sings on top of it, yeah.
And it's weird to me porque yo he trabajado eventos con mi papá, ¿verdad? Y estamos hablando de discoteca, que si caben 500 personas son muchas.
Son muchas, yeah.
Bro, y ahí meten un grupo, una orquesta de 8, 9, 10 tigres. Todo el mundo cómodo, tranquilo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how do you say it? It's a lost art.
Es verdad,
It really is.
Es verdad. And like I said, that's what really made me, tú sabes, pensar en eso, porque es que yo pienso, like, por ejemplo, los videitos que yo he visto de, for example, Rest in Peace, Tito Roja, o los videos que yo he visto de Tola Voz, Rest in Peace too, que ellos se trepaban a una tarima, bro, con un grupo entero, loco, y no era nada más de que 2 o 3 grupos, the entire lineup, salsa, bro,
yes.
The entire lineup, y hoy en día, bro, como te dije, hoy en día, si tú agarras uno, dale gracias, papá Dios, bro, porque eso no se ve ya.
Lucky. Enrique Iglesias. Whoa.
Bro.
Yo, déjalo ahí, que hable, que toque, whatever. That right there. Yo, did anybody watch the Latin? I didn't even know the Billboards had a Latin division. I mean, in the music game, but like for TV?
Yeah, they got more popular after the years. Because I feel like they always had one, but
yeah, they give
it wasn't as loud as it is now.
They weren't as, ¿cómo es la palabra? They didn't make not a buzz, pero
it wasn't prioritized like it is now.
that they weren't as dominant. That's what it is.
Yeah,
the Latin music wasn't as dominant as it is today.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time in hip hop culture que like estaban haciendo música with New York dudes. Y eso era hip hop and reggaeton mixing. De los días de Daddy Yankee con Nori también, homie Atego Calderón.
Yup.
Joel Santana, like
yup.
what?
Yo, and you know it's crazy that you bring that up because I'm a real fan of I'm a real fan of Drink Champs. And Drink Champs, for those who don't know, Drink Champs is Nori's podcast. Woo. And it's crazy because he talks about how doing reggaeton did something to his career as a rapper. Because a lot of people started saying like, yo, like you do reggaeton now and like go over there type stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that
bro.
wild.
Lo estaban asqueroseando because he was doing reggaeton. He was trying to do his thing.
Oh,
you
you
feel
feeding
me?
the market. That has nothing to do with what genre it is.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe before I understand.
Yeah, before. I mean, but now
in that time, yeah.
Yeah,
But
now we
nowadays,
taking over.
Loco, tú tienes a Justin Bieber en Despacito.
Exactly.
And then you're throwing The Weeknd on
Hawaii con Maluma.
Oh my God.
Yo, es que estamos
Las
aquí
cosas
ya.
han cambiado.
Y hablando de eso, uno de los artistas que tiene mucho que ver con eso es el artista que estamos hablando ahora mismo, Enrique Iglesias, loco. Enrique Iglesias es uno de los artistas que desde que salió it was just dominating both markets and whatever rhythm it was, whatever it is. Él se ha metido en vaina que uno dice, el diablo, y él se metió en eso.
I feel like, yeah. Y tiene mucho que ver con like his image off the bat. I mean, I can't say off the bat, but as far as my memory draws back, he's always been very commercial. Siempre.
Yep.
And he's meant to be international.
Yeah.
He was meant to come out as a star to be in English, Spanish, and
It's 'cause that's the thing about the music that he was making at the time. It was always pop. It was
Yeah, pop
always
music, yeah.
it was always pop music. It was never intended to be okay. I'm just going after this like small niche market. Like it was always I sing. This is what I do. So whatever you want me to sing, I'm gonna sing it, and it just ended up being stuff like Hero, stuff like No Me Digas Que No,
Yup.
stuff like one of my favorite collaborations that I think is super hard. El Baño with Bad Bunny. Ese reggaetón, bro, para mí fue durísimo cuando él lo hizo. Okay. You feel me? And it's just, you feel me? I feel like his idea with his career, not that I'm a genius and I know, but from what I see and what I think, it was always, I want to do everything.
oh yeah,
And it worked out.
it worked. I mean, he won the what is it? The artist of all time. Like, yo, tiene algo.
Bro, el chamaquito no, el hombre mete más.
He got his.
And as for the live aspect of it, I think that's another thing that I really respect because as a musician, just off the bat that he just off the idea that he makes a lot of different type of music, that would give you the impression of, okay, this guy's just gonna come over here with just a DJ and he's just gonna play a bunch of backing tracks, and that's the idea. But he doesn't. He goes out there, plays all those different sounds, all those different rhythms with an entire band. Talking about a drummer, a percussionist, a guitarist, a bassist. Like, he goes out there and does it all.
And I think a lot of that has to do with what we already mentioned, which is his style of music and being a pop artist. He's able to expand and not only hit pop and house music type of stuff, but also the really slow and romantic music, as well as just ¿cómo se dice? I guess just general music. It's not... Enrique Iglesias is the type of guy that him singing alone is entertaining. Pero his character, his persona, he brings so much more to an event and to a show and a performance that you really get captivated into his image and the stardom that he carries with him. Porque el tipo, we're talking about, women, I can't, it's undescribable. El tipo se tira al público, Romeo Santos style. Se tira al público, encuentra la más fea, la más gorda, la más... y eso es así.
Y se la chulea ahí.
Bro, that's a show. That's just... ¿Tú te imaginas siendo una de esas mujeres en ese evento? Like, that's what you go to that show for.
Ajá, es verdad.
You don't even have to be in a... Wow.
Bro, and it's those little things like that really make the difference between the show. You get me? It's
Absolutely.
those little things like that.
Darte un beso right there, just for you, bro.
Beso, ya.
That's hilarious, bro.
That's hilarious.
But that's the shit you gotta come up on the fly, nigga. It is what it is.
Es verdad. No, para lo
Yo,
que no...
Prince Royce.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? What you saying?
Nah, that's what I was gonna say. Para los que no saben, ahora estamos, ¿sabes? Mirando a Prince Royce.
Moving on to Prince Royce.
Que fue otro de los artistas que estaba en ese show. Y en ese tiempo, darte un beso era... Tú me estabas diciendo que darte un beso era lo que estaba en la calle feo. Ese.
Eso era lo que estaba sonando. That was the only song that anybody wanted to hear. Okay. Ukulele. You play the ukulele? No, not tung. That's a guitar. You play the ukulele?
A little time.
Is it the ukulele, right?
It's a ukulele. Yeah.
Click, click. I had to throw some Hawaiian samples. Yo, YouTube, help me with some Hawaiian samples.
Ya tú sabes.
Alexa, play me Hawaiian sample.
Y sale la vaina. But, bro, en ese tiempo, bro, ese álbum, Prince Royce estaba on top of the world, bro. Prince Royce, como estábamos hablando los otros días, Prince Royce es de los bachateros que de verdad salió así y explotó. Explotó, pero no nada más de que, nada más en Nueva York y en Miami lo están escuchando.
He blew up.
Eso fue mundialmente que él hizo su nombre como artista, Prince Royce.
And that to me was a little bit of a curveball, just because yo me crié escuchando los bachateros originales, like the real Romeo Santos. I mean, yeah, he is.
I was about to say.
He is, but like, you know,
really, but
Raulín Rodríguez, Frank Reyes, Toño Radial.
You got your genres all types of mixed up.
Bro, ¿quién mata a Luis Segura?
Teodoro Reyes. Estamos hablando de Joe Sarante.
Ok. Tito, coño. El Torito
también.
Costa.
Que ese no nada más graba ni bachata ni merengue, se hace de todo también.
Yeah, bro.
Ese graba de todo también.
Eran muchos músicos, and then like Prince Royce, man, modern, very pop. Like, he made it global. He really did help expand the bachata genre.
Y otra cosa, que Prince Royce hizo algo muy difícil. Porque para los que saben del género y para los que saben de la música así y de la historia de la música, el único grupo o artista que estaba haciendo bachata así, que estaba pegado mundialmente en ese tiempo, era Ventura. Haciendo esa bachata moderna así, con esos sonidos diferentes y con ese flow diferente, eso nada más era Aventura, eso nada más se oía de Aventura. Hasta que llegó Prince Royce y le hizo ¡pa! Con Stand By Me.
Lo chapió, guys.
Ustedes quieren bachata, cojan Stand By Me.
Bachatea,
y ¡pum! Explotó, bro, feo. Pues sí, mi gente, ahora estamos entrando en en el artista que nosotros estábamos diciendo que doesn't really fit in this lineup, pero lo pusieron ahí, fue un éxito.
Doesn't fit in the lineup, but he does fit in the lineup.
Es verdad.
It does. It works out.
A little bit, yeah.
And it took me a minute. Yo cogí un tiempecito con esta porque yo dije lo mismo. I'm like, yo, how does Chris Brown fit into this lineup? Y tú tienes que pensar como un promotor.
Es verdad.
Like, if you're putting Chris Brown into the lineup, es porque tiene que tener something pop. Enrique Iglesias is pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Estamos hablando de pop music con Enrique Iglesias. Estamos hablando de pop music with Prince Royce. Y después your headliner, the king of pop in this modern day, Chris Brown. So I see the tie in the show, but it's still kind of weird.
Yeah. You know what the thing is too that I think about this is that we're 100% right when it comes to that. But at the same time, this is in 2013, right?
Yeah.
It's in 2013 where we are a presence, but we're not the presence that we are now.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Latin community, we obviously yes, like I've said, we have been a presence. We have been a presence, but to the level that we are now, or at least post 2016, because I don't know about you, but 2016 for the Latin market, for the Latin industry in music, that was a real big year. Like that changed it all. Like I feel like that year was when Latin trap really became something different. Like where it wasn't just, okay, we're listening to this, we're listening to that. Like no, Latin trap is now in this conversation.
And I think it has a little bit to do with what we touched up on earlier about when hip hop merged with reggaeton. It's a little bit of what happened during that time. Que trap music was the hip hop theme. Mm-hmm. And then Latin music, reggaeton adapted that sound, and now we have Latin trap.
Yep.
Y that's what we have today. Eso es lo que es música urbana.
And the thing is too, like, it's not just like we have made our own of this. Like we have made our own of trap. Like
the reason I couldn't agree anymore, because trap music in English, we're talking like drill music, guns, killing, toda esa mierda.
Yep.
Spanish people, same style of beat, totally different. Oh, que si te amo, que mi vida.
No, que se puede hacer así, exactly. Que se pueden hacer varios historias diferentes or a bunch of things just like with that style of music.
Putting your touch to it though. That's something that like the
And don't get it twisted, because bro, within that same line, like you were talking, oh, I kill you, I kill, bro. There's so many artists that have dominated just that space. For example, one of the pioneers, the one of the people that really brought Spanish trap to what it is, Tali.
Oh.
Tali es un artista, bro, he makes trap. Like, you can't tell that guy nothing. He makes Latin trap. Like, he is a rapper. He makes Latin trap. There's no going around it. Oh, pero él hizo un dembow los otros días. No importa. This guy makes trap. You understand what I'm saying? Or another one, Lito Quirino. Que if it wasn't for Lito Quirino, Messia, and Tali, Spanish trap, where would it be at?
This guy snuck in Messia. That's a conversation for another video.
Exactly, it really is.
I got him in one of my we gonna get into him.
Word. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I first heard about Chris Brown being on this lineup, yes, kind of normal, yes, kind of weird, but part of my mind also went straight to, okay, we're talking about an artist that on the regular, on the normal, lives in arenas. We're talking about an artist that it's not just, okay, let's stick a couple lights on this truss, let's stick a couple lights here, and we're done. This is an artist where we're doing LED walls, we're doing fixtures everywhere, and different types of fixtures everywhere. We got dancers, we got different level, like, you know how they put like different level stages like on top of the stage.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so it was really like kind of different for me to hear, okay, we got Chris Brown on a radio show lineup, you know? Just because it's such a, you get me? This guy does arenas by himself on the regular.
That right there is a little bit of what helped elevate the Latin music or the Latin culture in the music industry, is that Chris Brown's presence brings such a level of professionalism. Yeah, you do. You need a rig. You need all these lights. You need a good stage setup.
Yep.
He required those minimum standards, and that was what the Spanish culture was missing at the time.
Yeah.
You know, he helped elevate the game. And for that alone, Chris Brown is always gonna have my respect.
Yeah, 100%.
Yo, so thank you.
Exactly. Yo, so thank you guys for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs
Never,
up.
please, yo, we ain't beggars, bro.
Alright, so fuck that. Just give it. Yo.
Thank you guys for tuning in up to this point. Clearly, if you stuck around, you're a fan. So hit that like button, subscribe, support the channel, and stay tuned for the next episode on Signature Talks. I'm your host, Andy.
I'm the co-host, AG. Please don't forget to...
Fuck that.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Nah, follow you, bro. I already made my statement.
Alright, so
Yo.
don't forget to follow me on Instagram at official_A_G. And that's what I gotta say.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, peace.